Hello, my true crime family. We are in the car again, and I was just going to tell you a little bit about a case that I've been following in Missouri that is also letting me know that Colorado is not the only place that has issues with their judges. Now, the case is that of Rebecca Ruud, who is accused of killing and then burning the remains of her 16-year-old daughter, Savannah Leckie. The case is from 2017, and Rebecca Ruud is the biological mother of Savannah Leckie. When Savannah was a toddler, Rebecca put her up for adoption to a pair of her friends, the Leckies, who then moved to Minnesota. And when they divorced, around the time that Savannah was 9 or 10 years old, Savannah started acting out, as many kids will, in rough times like that. It got worse as Savannah grew older. She was diagnosed with ADHD, being on the autism spectrum, having depression and anxiety, and even by the time she was 15, she had attempted to take her own life twice and been hospitalized for it. Rebecca, in a way, stepped up, contacted the adoptive mom. Rebecca had been a part of the life all along because she was family friends. Anyway, she said that she would take Savannah back to Missouri to live with her on her farm, which was off-grid. Anyway, the adoptive mother said yes, and that she would send $250 a month child support that she was getting from her ex-husband for the care of Savannah. July 18th, there was a fire on the property where Rebecca and Savannah were living. Rebecca was a volunteer fire person, and she called other volunteer fire people out to help her put this out. She did not contact the sheriff, which apparently was routine and what you should do if you were a member of the volunteer fire department. You should know that. Anyway, she did not, and among the volunteer firefighters was her boyfriend, who is now her husband but is now divorcing her, and his father. And at one point during the firefighting process, this was a very hot July day, and some of the firefighters, once the fire was under control, said that they wanted some water, and Rebecca's boyfriend tried to walk them down to the trailer house where she and Savannah were living, but Rebecca said, "No, you can't go there. Savannah is naked in there and trying to cool down." So they didn't go. Some other people later also wanted water, and to them, Rebecca said, "You can't go there. Savannah's in there. She is nude and she is taking a shower." So, for one reason or another, Savannah's naked. You can't go in the trailer. Nobody saw Savannah. Rebecca had some injuries that she said were caused from the fire, and her boyfriend's father treated the injuries, and she told him that she had gotten the injuries trying to pull Savannah away from the fire. And she said, "What are you supposed to do if your kid's trying to get in the fire?" Anyway, no one saw Savannah on the 18th. Then the 19th, after having taken Rebecca to urgent care and getting her some oxy for treating her injuries, they went back to the property, and the boyfriend, Junior, says that Savannah was present. The three of them hung out and they had a bonfire, and that Savannah was chasing fireflies, and she and her mother had an argument over homework. Then he says that Savannah went back into the trailer. He and Rebecca continued hanging out. Then they went to a different trailer where he slept. And then in the morning, he said that Rebecca told him that Savannah had run off. And so this is the 20th. They ended up reporting Savannah as a runaway, and she was a missing person until August. On the same day that Rebecca and Junior got married, law enforcement was out at the property and discovered a burn pile, the remains of a burn pile, lots of ash, underneath a pile of cedar. And when they kicked the ash, a piece of bone popped up. So they sifted through everything, and they came up with about 13 teeth, that bone fragment, and the pull from Blue Jean's zipper. And that was all that was left of Savannah. And the couple was arrested in Springfield, Missouri, where they had gone to become truck drivers together. Before they went to become truck drivers, Rebecca had seen a public defender and recorded her interview with the public defender, then gave it to Junior, her husband, as something that she wanted him to put into safe storage while they were on the road. After he got out of jail, he went and checked out that tape, and what he heard on it made him decide to take it to the police. And he's not quite a co-defendant of hers anymore. He's now considered helpful by the prosecution. I'm not sure what charges he is currently facing, especially since Rebecca kept saying he didn't know anything about what happened. What she confessed to on the tape was that when she left Junior's trailer and went back to the one where Savannah was, she found Savannah deceased of a suspected overdose of oxy, and that after she cried for a bit, she decided that she didn't want to get in trouble, so she took Savannah over to the burn pile that was still smoldering, put her remains on there, and kept feeding the fire all night long. She also put Savannah's belongings on there so it would be believable that Savannah had run away. And then the next day, she told Junior that Savannah had run away. So she admitted to getting rid of human remains. Prosecution witnesses included 3 women who had been in the jail with Rebecca, and they all stated that she gave them different stories about what had happened, but the common thread was that she had provided the lethal dose that did Savannah in, and the amount of oxy that was gone was not enough to have been a lethal dose. So we don't know what Savannah died of, and we'll never be able to tell because there's no way to do an autopsy on 13 teeth and a little bone fragment. Anyway, these inmates said that Savannah was gone before she was put on the fire, but one of the 3 women said that Rebecca told her that Savannah was not gone and that she woke up when she was put on the flames, and that then Rebecca beat her down with a rake or some other piece of equipment until she wasn't fighting back anymore, and then burned her up. And the judge said that he would be back by July 15th with the verdict. Oh, I forgot to mention, Rebecca chose not to have a jury. This is a trial by judge only. And here it is, several days beyond the date that he said he would come back with a verdict, and there is still no verdict. So then I went looking into this judge, found out that there's a lot of complaints about him, and that he is retiring at the end of this month. So I'll be keeping an eye on this, and I'd love to hear what you guys think of this case. See you in the next video.